What's up, veterans, transitioning service members? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Off the Battlefield podcast presented by Veterans Claim Servants. Thank you for your service to our country. We are veterans serving veterans, and we are glad that you're here today. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this video out with someone that can use this help. A lot of questions that are asked are, what benefits do I get? I don't understand the benefits that I get. Well, today we are going to go over the benefits that you get by rating percentage. So I am going to get right into it, and I'm going to share that with you today. So your VA disability rating isn't just a number, right? You get a lot of benefits with it. Service connection is super, super important. There are benefits from every kind of rating, okay? From 0 to 100%. The higher that you go, the more benefits that you get, which is super important, veterans, to understand that. And remember something very important, retirees. If you are retired, you did 20 years, and let's say you're 10% for tinnitus and you're getting your DOD retirement. Remember that once you hit 50% in VA disability, your rating, that you get congruent pay, that it's concurrent, and that you stop getting taxed. Okay. The DOD then talks to the VA, right? The VBA, and you get both of, you get that money without it being deducted. Okay. So you get that CDRP, that congruent pay, but you got to be at 50% with your VA disability rating in order to get that and be a retiree, done your time in service and be a retiree of 20 years from military service. Okay. So I want to break down for you guys what you're entitled to at each rating percentage so that you, my friends, can get the benefits that you deserve and understand what you deserve as well too. Okay. So let's get right into it. A 0% rating. Okay. One important thing that you get is life insurance. Okay. You get life insurance, which is huge. A lot of veterans don't know that. That is very important for you and your family and your loved ones. You also get a hiring preference, a 10-point veteran preference. So when you hire for a federal job or USA jobs or anything like that, you get a 10-point preference in hiring. You get no cost healthcare and prescription drugs for service-connected disabilities. Now, again, income limits must be met for that. So make sure that you understand that. You do get travel allowance for scheduled appointments for care at a VA medical facility or VA authorized healthcare facility. You must fill out that mileage reimbursement sheet, and you will get that reimbursed. You do get commissary and exchange privileges, which is a thing that was implemented under the Trump administration. So that's good. That's tax-free shopping, a little bit cheaper groceries in some cases at the commissary, which is awesome. So the commissary exchanges, morale, welfare, recreation, MWR, retail facilities, in person and online. You do get that. 0% VA disability rating is a rating. Remember, once you're 0% for something, that is a rating, and your rating can go up from there if that condition does get worse. If you're granted a 10% rating, the compensation is $171.23 per month as of 2024 and the recording of this video, veterans. Okay, so just know that at a compensable 0% rating, you get the life insurance, 10-point veterans preference in federal hiring, healthcare and prescription drugs for service-connected disabilities. Income limits must be required. Travel allowance, waiver of VA funding fee for your VA home loan. That is important. When you get a home, you have that funding fee. It's waived. Burial and plot allowance, commissary and exchange privileges, use of MWR in those commissary exchanges and all of that. At 10%, you get disability compensation, $171.23 per month, life insurance, no cost healthcare, prescription medications for service-connected disabilities, travel allowance, waiver of VA funding fee, 10-point veteran preference in federal hiring, voc rehab, okay, with a serious employment handicap, you get voc rehabilitation and employment, burial plot allowance, commissary and exchange privileges, and all of that. So that's awesome. Plus you get that little bit of compensation as well, which is really, really good. And there's no income limits as far as the prescription medications for service connected disabilities. So, veterans, that's why treatment is important. That's why service connection is important. At a 20% VA disability rating, you get $338.49 per month. Remember, you cannot claim your dependents unless you hit that 30% mark. Once you hit a 30% VA disability rating, you can add your dependents and your spouse to your VA disability rating, and you'll get a little bit more compensation. But 20% VA disability rating brings in $338.49 per month. No cost healthcare, prescription medications are covered, travel allowance, waiver of VA funding fee, 10-point veteran preference in hiring, voc rehab, burial plot allowance, commissary, and exchange privileges. At 30 to 40%, you get to add your dependents to your VA, which is a little bit more compensation for you, right? It's depending, it ranges from anywhere from 524.31 per month if you are single, up to 755.28 per month, at a minimum, okay, with a 30 to 40% VA disability rating, and can go up a little bit more based on the number of dependents that you have. You also get life insurance, okay, VA life, no cost healthcare, prescriptions, travel allowance, waiver of VA funding fee, 10-point preference for federal hiring, direct hire authority, compensation for eligible dependents, like I was talking about earlier, voc rehab, burial plot allowance, commissary, and exchange privileges. At 50%, you obviously get more money, your dependents, life insurance, no cost healthcare, waiver of VA funding fee for home loan, 10-point veteran preference in federal hiring, direct hire authority, voc rehab, concurrent receipt of military retired pay, CDRP. You get that concurrent pay being retired. If you did your 20 years, you stop getting double dinged, you stop getting taxed, and you get your VA money on top of that DOD, and it all comes to you. That's awesome. Burial plot allowance, commissary, and exchange privileges as well. 60 to 90% rating, right? You get from $1,361.88 all the way to $2,241.91 per month, depending on your dependents as well. It could be a little bit more, give or take, as of 2024 in the recording of this video. So you get more money, obviously, compensation, which is good. You get the VA life, no cost healthcare, prescription medications, travel allowance, waiver of VA funding fee, 10-point veteran preference, direct hire authority, voc rehab, additional compensation for eligible dependents, concurrent receipt of military retired pay, individual unemployability. You must be unemployable due to service-connected disabilities. I've talked about that in another video, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. How do you get individual unemployability? That link will be in the caption of this video as well, where you can click on that and learn about individual unemployability. But yes, you can get that. You get dependents, educational assistance, special restorative training, CHAMP VA. Unemployability must be considered permanent, and you can get CHAMP VA. That is healthcare to community care providers that are under CHAMP VA and under the community VA care program, that are doctors and that are on the VA system with that. Then you can get that healthcare for you and your family, which is huge, but your unemployability must be permanent. How do you find that out? It's on your benefit summary letter, okay? Call the 1-800-827-1000, ask them to email you a copy or fax you a copy of your benefit summary letter, and that's where you find out if you're permanent in total, okay? Dental care, if rated under individual unemployability, burial plot allowance, commissary exchange privileges, use of commissary exchange, morale, welfare, recreation, and all that. 100%, the big number, the big tier to get to, disability compensation. You get $3,700 or better a month, depending on your dependents and depending on any special monthly compensation, such as ED, that you have. Access to 50 top federal and state benefits for 100% disabled veterans. You get that life insurance, no cost healthcare and prescription, travel allowance, no cost dental care at your local VA, except orthodontics and braces. You get your cleaning and all that, waiver of VA funding fee, 10-point veteran preference in federal hiring, direct hire authority, voc rehab and employment, additional compensation for eligible dependents, concurrent receipt of military retired pay, dependent education assistance, but you must be rated 100% permanent in total, but you can get dependent education and assistance, and they do have the opportunity, depending on your state, to get BAH as well too while your kids go to school. That is amazing. Special restorative training, total and permanent disability discharge for federal student loans. You could submit in your benefit summary letter. You can get that waived. Aid in attendance for housebound benefits, dependency and indemnity compensation. Space available, space aid travel. Okay, on military bases, if they have additional room, you can possibly get that space aid travel. You need to check with your local nearest Air Force base most of the time and see if they have a flight going somewhere you want to go and if you can hop on that. Okay. Champ VA, right? You must be rated 100% permanent in total, burial and plot allowance as well too. Everything in the 100% rating category to include statutory housebound eligible veterans will receive a minimum of an additional $446 per month on top of the 100% VA disability for statutory housebound benefits, with the amount increasing if the veteran has dependents, right? I want to make sure that you understand all these benefits that you get. You also need to check your state benefits that you get when you're 100%. You get property taxes off, tags, registration of vehicles, all of those things, hunting, fishing license. You need to go to your state, Google it, check it out, and find out what do you get per state for being 100% when you get to that 100% mark, because there are additional benefits per state that you get that are really, really good for you. I hope this video helped you out. These are benefits for you, my friends, by disability rating percentage that you can get by the VA. It behooves you to take care of yourself. It behooves you veterans to not minimize, don't suck it up and deal with it. If you have a legitimate thing, be honest about it, go and get seen for it, get it documented in your medical records. We're not trying to override the system and overexhaust the system and fraudulently get anything or just make up stuff. But if you have stuff wrong with you, get seen about it and don't minimize. You need to tell your story at your worst, how it is. At my worst, out of a 30-day period, I'm not getting out of bed and my back is killing me and my knees are killing me and I'm having these headaches and I'm missing work. You need to know, you need to understand how the VA rates. They don't rate because you got a Purple Heart. They rate how are you impacted occupationally and socially. You need to understand that VA compensation is separate from your military retirement, from your DOD. It is separate because if you did 4 years and you got hurt and you need to go to physical therapy, who's paying for your gas? Who's paying for your wear and tear? Who's paying for your time off of work? That's how the VA awards you and why they rate in percentages. Because if it's one rating for your back, how bad is your back based off of pain and flexibility or a combination thereof? And they give you a rating. And if you got to go and get medications, they cover down on that. That's covered. If you got to go to physical therapy and miss a day of work, that compensation is intended to cover down for that time off of work. Okay. If you have more disabilities, the more rating that you get, because the VA sees it that that's maybe or potentially the more time that you are taking off of work and your income in some capacity is being impacted or your job capabilities are being altered. You got to understand that. You can't suck it up and say, I ain't telling or talking to anyone. Isolation is a bad place to be. Sucking it up and dealing with it on your own, I'm sorry, but it's not going to get you the best results. So just take care of yourself, get the help that you need. There's a lot of help out here, right? It's more than ever before. I know people are frustrated with the VA system. I know there's a lot to be improved on. There are strides being made, but don't give up. Don't stop. Stay in the fight. Reach out if you do need help. Reach out to info@veteransclaimservice.com. We are here for you. We do care about you. And I hope that this video has helped you today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Off the Battlefield podcast presented by Veterans Claim Servants. We care about you. You matter. Get the benefits, education, and resources that you deserve. We are veterans serving veterans. Until next time, I am out. Bye.